heading over to the old farm. Gotta try to get done the next couple days here. Majority of the soybeans, so kinda changed the forecast, getting a lot of high winds starting Friday again, so it's gonna be kind of blustery again today like it was yesterday. Middle of the afternoon here, 20 plus.
There is a vehicle coming across the lake right now. Yep, that's the one I see. Looks like a bigger truck maybe.
Starting since it was what was that, last Sunday, 15 to 20 plus every day, and then it'll be 30 plus mile an hour then for 4 of the days then. So tomorrow looks the nicest. Actually like sub 15 miles an hour, kind of calmer out, so it'll be nicer. But hopefully nothing happens. We should be able to be done by Friday morning or Friday early afternoon before the high winds hit. Driving over with the header on again this time again, so sometimes we'll pull it over, sometimes we just drive it over like this. It depends on the situation. So
maybe it's a pickup with something behind it.
This is the biggest thing going the old farm here, is just the one big hill behind us. We gotta have a pilot car.
Zimmerman's Road.
Gotta have a pilot car back there, so, and ahead too, especially if we're going with the header like this, and the swather too, same thing. But once we get going like here, you have pretty good visibility. Actually, when I'm going with the combine here, I prefer vehicles coming from the rear, then I can kind of dictate then.
Comes another pickup right behind you. Clear.
I've got a lot to do over here. It's gonna take a while. Yeah, these beans are nice. They are nice. Unbelievable. Got finished with one of the smaller fields over here, and I'm working on what we call the big field, because it's the biggest field over here. I guess it's technically not the biggest field anymore, though, I guess, after what I did. Yeah, the quarter land just right east side of this field here, I bought that back in June. The guy that's been renting it for many years, he was there too, but he really wasn't super interested in it because he's interested in other land if it ever comes up, so he ended up letting it go. Kind of a bigger farmer, and yeah, there's actually a quarter south of the highway here too, on the other side of the highway, just straight south. That was included with it too, the same tract, and but I ended up splitting it with the neighbor right over here. He said he just wanted the south side of the highway, and I said, yeah, I'll just take the north side. So ended up working out that way, where put it this way, it could have got ugly, put it that way. Would end up paying a crap ton more for it. I don't know when the bidding would have stopped. You never know, but it's kind of been stressing me out here the last 2 months, getting everything squared away here, and it should be officially official. So there's a rock ridge there, kind of divides the land. We're gonna eventually get that cleaned up. We'll probably start on it this fall. Start getting it cleaned up, so eventually this will just be one giant field, and we'll end up farming it east and west, probably this whole entire piece then. Maybe. Well, we'll see how it is. And I don't think this field's too bad going east and west on here. I think it's actually pretty good. But yeah, we had to get a surveyor out to kind of get that divided up north of the highway, because that was actually on part of the section south side of the highway, because the highway's not straight. So there's like 13 acres. Well, there's right of way too, but there's like 9 usable acres there, and so spend a little extra money there to get that done. And so I have another big loan over my head now. So but that soil there should be similar to what this is. You know, it's not a full quarter, because I mean, well, it is a full quarter, but there's a lake on the east side, so that takes up like, I think, like 30 acres. There's an easement there. I think right now there's like, I don't know how many acres it is, like 100 usable. That's cropland. Then there's like another, what does that come to, 30, like another 20 that's, you know, hay land right now, hay crop, because it's kind of, there's low bottom there. It's alkali. It's just like this. So there's you know, a lot of potholes. So it's not going to be the most fun land to have to contend with, especially if it's on a wet year. A lot of screwing around like anything else, but should be halfway decent soil, so should be similar to this profile here. So yeah, just wish, I mean, it's still fairly close to, at least it's beside the old farm field here. I mean, that's why, you know, super interested in it when that also came up. And yeah, but I was surprised there wasn't a whole lot of bidders there, though. Like, it was just a handful of us, really. Like, it's kind of weird why there wasn't that many. I just, I don't know, it's the high interest rates, the crappy grain prices, and guys got equipment, loans or finances and whatnot having to take care of first. I don't know, but yeah, I was surprised there wasn't a whole lot of people there when went in for the auction. So, but yeah, that's what's been kind of partially stressing me out this year, I guess. So yeah, that's the big reveal that I mentioned 3 months ago, probably. No, it was been longer than that. Yeah, my brother seeded this field. He seeded from the east side over to here. So now it's kind of confusing here, because the field isn't exactly straight on the east side. So there's like a slight little curve in the soybean rows when you get over. And so I can't just follow a soybean row here, and it gets really dusty here, so I don't know how the heck this is going to work. Kind of a bad deal. Almost would like to go on the east side instead, but it doesn't really work for dumping on the go. The cart would just be absolutely obliterated with dust, so it makes it harder to see. That's about it. These beans are nuts. Coming in clean here. Just overly dry. They're too dry. They're under 10 moisture. It's what you gonna do? You gotta get them out. There's not a whole lot that shelled out over here that we looked on some of the light hills from the wind last weekend and so far this week. Looked on the ground. There's not a whole lot over here yet. This fields were seeded several days later versus where I was at yesterday. But yeah, they're just a little bit tougher several days ago, kind of withstand the wind, I guess, so it helped out a little bit. Have to come over here and cut some of these sloughs down again, bale up whatever's worth it. And if we get time this fall, just come over here in the disc and take care of some ruts here too. Bugger. God, it was absolutely insane spraying this summer, these fields. Gosh, it was wet over here. Left ruts, almost getting stuck multiple times. Yeah, suppose. Yeah, dust. Kind of bad going south. Well, not unloading on the go anymore. Power steering hose blew on the TG, so field's probably gonna take me an extra hour just because you can't dump on the go. That's, I gotta drive around. Sometimes I have to turn out, going part way down the field, gotta turn out and come back then, and trying to get full hoppers. And so yeah, this kind of sucks. Of course, it's 6 o'clock now, so there's we have to see if we can even. It's gonna probably be a bugger getting the hose off, whichever one is blowing. I'm sure it's gonna be the worst one too, I would say. So left hand pulley on this. I take my jackknife and cut off part of it. It was what do you want to call it? It's wore out. It was curled back, ripped back, and it was dragging and holding up stuff. So I just cut it off, part of it off for now. Seems to be working all right. We do have an extra one on hand, but I'm not gonna change it yet. I'll wait. Coming over to the east side now because the wind is really letting up now. I mean, it's still a breeze out yet, but it's the thing with the dust here. Since we're not unloading the go, the dust, it just comes over the soybeans here, and then you're basically regurgitating soybean dust from previous passes. So since not unloading on the go right now, I'll come over to the east side and work on over here then for a while. Get a couple green stem beans here, a little bit tougher beans here. Yeah, some slew grass growing in here. This only got a pre-emerge put down on it, or before we planted the beans. So this slew got sprayed, and that's the only time the slew was sprayed. Because when I sprayed it then in crop, I had to go way around, and I almost got stuck going way around too. There was standing water in here, and right now it's probably dry in there, so I gotta come over here and mow some of these sloughs and clean them up again. Yeah, I suppose. Hey, should be a little bit easier going over here because the way it was seeded, straight rows over here. So, but yeah, I suppose as long as the guy gets his corn off here, we'll be in here next year. That's a lot. That's a lot over there. I'll probably, I don't know what, I'm probably going to plant wheat on this field next year. I'm planning on it, or something like that. Depends how much we get done here too. But I'm probably going to put soybeans over here. It's probably going to be 2 separate crops yet. But eventually some year though we'll have the same crop on both fields here then. Once they get into the rotation. Usually when planting stuff at the old farm, we usually try to plant, one crop over here. Don't have multiple ones, but we have done in the past. We've had flax before and soybeans over here, and I think we've had wheat and soybeans before. But next year I'll probably have dual crops over here though, just the way it's going to work out. The dust is pretty insane. Really insane. Heading south is pretty bad. Alright, where are the soybeans at? Seriously, I can't see. Where the hell am I at? Oh, there they are. God, it's like driving in a blizzard.